good morning to all these shining faces over here. Good morning to you all. Come on, video. Come on, video today. Don't be scared. I want to see some smiling faces. Don't be scared. Get on video today. Get on video. Some of you are like, well, damn, Brock, I didn't shower. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm not. It doesn't matter. I don't care. Just come on video today. Let's see those smiling. I know John Hart does. John Hart asked me today, he goes, Brock, do you think you can get more people on video? I said, John, I'm going to do it, man. I'm just going to go right in, lay into them. And I just hope you're ready for today, y'all. I hope you're ready for today because I've had a hell of the last 3 days and I'm about to bring it today in some capacity, in some way. I don't know where it's going to go, but we're just going to see what happens. So, for those of you taking notes, before I do my little grand entrance, and some of you are trying to figure out your video to get on video, the topic today, if it was easy, everyone would do it. And then I put a semicolon, nobody cares. Nobody cares. For those of you in the profanity world, I would say nobody gives a shit. Okay, so you can preface however you want. I'm going to say nobody cares, but know that there's a little bit of some energy behind when I say that. So that is the topic this morning that I'm going to get into. So good morning, everybody. Good morning to you all. My name is Coach Brock Zivan, life coach, business coach, real estate coach, a real estate agent. I still do production at 8:45 today. You will get to hear me live. For those of you who want to hear me role play live, you stick around. I figure this might be the best way for those of you who tell me, I want to see you, Brock. I want to. Okay, good. 8:45 today. I'm going to do it. You can listen in to me and you can hear what I do for 15 minutes. And a DAD. And that's part of my little challenge of being a DAD. So I'm just very blessed to be here. Jared, Jasmine's driving. Bethany, what up, girl? It's good seeing you. Amanda, I can't wait to see you and Katie in a couple weeks. 2 weeks, I'll be down in Alabama. Anybody who's close to Alabama, I'll be down there speaking. They even asked me, I guess I must have done something. I'm not too sure, but they want me to MC. They want me to MC their event. So I've been already practicing my throat. I've been practicing my throat, getting it ready. So I'm excited about that. Christian, holy smokes, Christian, you just got tired of that hair. You're just like, I'm getting a haircut. I'm done with it. I'm going to it. Hunter, what up, brother? Good to see you. Hunter and his team, Jared and Robert, they probably don't like me too much right now because I was leaning into them a little bit this morning because their schedules really suck. And I'm just going to be honest with them. Their schedules aren't the way I like it. Where's Justine? I'm going to call out Justine too. Justine didn't even do her schedule today. I was pissed off at her this morning. I'm just really like getting to the point all that put a one in the chat if you want to be 1% better than you were yesterday. Put a one in the chat if you came in here in some capacity, you're tired of playing small, you want to be 1% better today than you were yesterday. Okay? So we do have a lot of ones on here, Jada. So that must mean like you got to understand if it was easy, everybody would do it, right, Steve? It would be easy, Dawn, if it would just be like, okay, all you got to do is just take a couple walks around the block and then things are going to work out well. You pay your bills once or twice, James, and things are going to go well. Mario, that's just how it works. Kathy, it's really simple, right? Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. What up, Brian Galkey? Brian Galkey's another one today. I got a little conversation with today. So some of you might be like, "Oh, damn." But I think it's important that you understand that we're all growing and going through something. But before we begin, Latrice gets very upset with me if I don't do this right away. So I said, Latrice, I will make sure I don't skip it. I usually don't. I told somebody today, you can suck at it, but you can't skip it because they were giving me some excuse that they couldn't do something. I was like, listen, stop it. Excuses sound only good to the person who created them. That's it. Tanya, we know that. That's the only excuse. It sounds really good to you. Like, this is a good one. No, it's not. It's not a good one. Just show up. You can suck at it. You just can't skip it. So let us go to our affirmation. Let's do our affirmation. Everybody come off of mute. Come off of mute. Now you're like, damn, he's making me come off video and come off of mute. But I want everybody to say it today. I want you to get pissed off. I want you to get all fired up today to rock and roll, to freaking really mean it. pour into it because I'm going to share with you some stories today about my personal life. I'm going to share with you some things that I've been listening to and how I get out of my shit show and how I get myself moving and shaking no matter what takes place in my life. But I want you to know that God's working through me today. So you got to really feel it today because you're going to help somebody else out today too. So on the count of three, I want everybody to lean in, make it look weird. If you're in a public place, make them look at you, make them stare at you, be like, "What's wrong with you, kid? What's wrong with you, ma'am?" On the count of three, we're all saying it together. One, two, and three. Something
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 good
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 is
is
going
going
to
to
is
happen
going
to
to
me.
happen to me,
To
and
me.
Something
something
good is going
good
to
Something good is
happen
going
to
to
me,
happen
baby.
through me.
love it.
Let's
Now,
go.
Jim Morris. I got you on my list here today too. So this is the fun part, making sure everybody goes back on mute because sometimes we hear some crazy things, Jared. I hear some crazy things when people aren't on mute. I've seen some weird things as well. That is why I have my amazing team, Rika, Jay, and Grace. Give my VAs a round of, give them a five all. Give them a five. These VAs, I told somebody I was on a podcast yesterday, and I was just like, I do 256 episodes a year. She's like, no, you don't. I said, yes, I do. Like, it's not fun, but it's my VAs, my family. I was talking to somebody, been to the Philippines with them all. So if you're ever looking to leverage and trying to figure out some ideas on how to work with family, let us know because VAs are really they literally transform my life. I have 6 full-time VAs, about to hire another one. Is transform my business. So I told you about my role play. I wrote that in my notes, Jim. I wrote that in my notes. So I'm going to read to you something. I'm going to read to you what I wrote down in my journal today. Okay. Do you guys mind? You guys mind? Put a five in the chat if you guys are okay with me being a little vulnerable and reading my journal to you today. There's not a lot of profanity in it. Really, there's no profanity in it. But if you're okay with it, and don't make fun of me, y'all. Don't make fun of me when I read it because it's truly what I'm thinking and feeling when I wrote this morning. Okay. And so I have these thoughts that come in my head of this like, God, if it was easy, everybody would do this. Waking up at 3:57, going to the gym. My freaking back, I hurt my back 3 days ago. Shout out to Brian Galke and Jay freaking get me on hydrogen water. If you're not taking hydrogen water all, I'm like, it's a game changer, right? Just take a note, hydrogen water. We'll talk about it later, but my back's been all messed up. I had back surgery when I was 18, and so like just walking has been very painful. Bryce wants me to pick him up all the time. Like it's just you got a 7-year old. Like they just don't. They think you're like a transformer. Like you can do anything. So I wrote down this. If it was easy, everyone would do it, and nobody really cares, Brock. Nobody cares how tired you are. Nobody cares what you've been through. Nobody cares how unfair it feels. What they will care about is what you do next. The life you're trying for is on the other things you keep avoiding: the hard conversations, the early mornings, the uncomfortable work, the discipline when really nobody's watching. Stop waiting to feel motivated. Stop negotiating your stupid feelings. Stop telling yourself you'll get to it later. Take ownership, take control, take action. Because the only thing that's standing between you and the next level is massive action. So when this ends and you walk away and you finish today, ask yourself this one question: am I going to keep protecting my comfort, or am I going to build the effing life that I want? Nobody is coming to save you. And the best news that I can tell myself is you won before and you can win again. Keep going. So that was my journal that I wrote this morning. And maybe it made an impact to you. Maybe somebody here today is struggling with some sort of situation, something inside of your life that is transforming. And the reason why I led with that is because the last probably 3 days of my life have been a little challenging, to say the least. And I want to give a shout out to Jim because Jim left me, him and I were playing phone tag yesterday, and he left me a 3 minute voice message. And he didn't have to by any means. I didn't say, like, hey, man, if you don't get in touch with me, leave me a 3 minute voice message and pour your heart out into me. I didn't say that to him. I just shared with him some of the challenges that I was facing, some of the things that I was dealing with. And for any parent out there that is going through a divorce, a separation, or you're married, happily married, or for those of you who have it, who are maybe expecting children, want to have children, I think the worst thing that as a parent, as a dad, you can hear is when your kids tell you that they don't want to live with you. And that was hard this weekend. It was very, very challenging. And, you know,
Oh, there.
it's just because the kids mean so much to you on what you're doing. And so like there's no like owner's manual in life all that says, all right, when your kids tell you that they want to not live with you because you're divorced and they rather live with their mom because basically I have rules and restrictions, it's hard. It's hard when I coach people and I work with people and I have to lay into them and I have to say things like you don't understand. It's going to be hard and you're just getting started. If you really want this, you're going to have to do things that you didn't even think were possible. And so, as I'm dealing with this season of my daughter saying that to me, the hurt, I have to keep saying to myself, it's just a season. I say many times, write this down, poor is a mindset, broke is a season. And I'm now adding the word broke and I'm putting an end to it because sometimes I'm going to be broken. And I don't realize it until I'm in that moment and you're completely broke and broken, whatever it might be for you. And it is a season. And the season might last a day, it might last a month, it might last a year, it might last years. And why I know that's true is because the same time period I'm dealing with this, I get a nice little text message that I know is stirred up by somebody else in my life. I love her to death, but sometimes I don't. She called the IRS. And something happened to my IRS 6 years ago when our divorce took place. I owe $11,917 that I had no idea about. Oh, by the way, I still just finishing paying my $16,000 in my 2024 taxes. It's not fun. I'm not even going to ask people how many people have tax problems, but it's a real life situation. All. And I've been through taxes. That is why God put me through my tax dilemma of $156,000 and the sheriff coming up to me and saying, hey, man, the next time I come here, I got to take you in bracelets while your 6-year-old, 5-year-old at the time is staring at you and saying, Dad, why is he here? See, I didn't know several years ago that God was preparing me for the conversation that I was going to have on Sunday with the emotion of dealing with that my daughter doesn't want to live with me. And then having to go through that. See, when I ask God to have a transition month, I don't get to choose the transition. I didn't know what he was putting me through. See, what you're going through in life all is important to understand that you're setting yourself up for something bigger and better. You just don't realize it at the moment. And if you stay in victimhood, several of you, I had appointments yesterday that I was supposed to meet with. And I had to keep saying, I'm dealing with the IRS. I had to deal with them for 2.5 hours yesterday. At the same time, I got to pick up my son. Once again, I love their mother, but sometimes I just, it's hard because I'm Catholic. She's not. And I want my son to have first communion. So that means I got to get him, pick him up from school, bring him to church, and do things. And this is not to be victim. It's just to understand that I'm going to help somebody today. Know that whatever shit you got going on, whatever challenges you got, I'm here today to tell you you're going to be okay. And there's going to be somebody in your life, like Jim was for me, to send me the voice message to tell me that I'm a badass. Because at the time period, I didn't feel like it. I felt like a little tiny one. I felt like a failure. And Jada helped me because at one point I was helping him because I was having a little bitch session with myself, a little crying session. And Jada, remember that day you were giving me your little temper tantrum? And I said to you, I want you to go to the nearest hospital and I want you to go down to like the little center where they have the information. And I want you to say, where is your cancer floor? Where's your cancer patients? What floor are they at? I want you to go to that floor and I want you to walk around that. And I want you to think about your life because all the nonsense you just created, somebody's got it worse than you. There's somebody who's not walking out of that building ever again in their entire life, and you get to. And a shout out to Cullen. And Paul's next on my list if Paul's on here. To stop bitching. You get to have whatever issue takes place because you get to help somebody. And just when I thought I get done with the IRS, just when I thought I get done with my Brielle, I got another court issue that somebody wants to come after me for custody. It's another battle I got to face. But you know what? Uh-oh. Did I lose everybody? I might have lost. Did I lose everybody? Some people looked. There? You there? You there, everybody? Wave at me. Wave at me. Wave at me. If you're there, wave at me so I can see you. We're getting through it. I think we'll get through it soon. We'll get through it soon. Waving, wave. If anybody can hear me, can you hear me? We'll get through it. We'll get through it. That's just the way the devil just likes to work sometimes. So I say this. I'm going to leave you with a couple quotes that I listened to this morning. We're here. I love it. Put a 5 in the chat if I'm speaking to somebody today. Put a 5 in the chat at some point in your life. You've gone through a challenge. You're going through a challenge. You've been through a challenge. You're helping somebody through a challenge. Put a 5 in the chat if that resonated in some capacity, in some way that you're doing something, because I'm about to give you a couple key things of what I do to keep on moving forward. I'm going to share with you a couple of things that you have that I feel when somebody tells you can't do something. Where's my boy Brian Galkey? How many of you reached out to Brian? Him and I had a great conversation yesterday. How many of you reached out to Brian or reached out to, and they didn't respond back to you? They didn't have the follow-up you wanted. How many of you wanted Brian Galkey's cards, his cards about his eyebrows that you did? If you still want them, him and I were talking. I got a measurable attached to him today that you wanted his flashcards to help your skill level, talk to more people. I want you to put a 10 in the chat. If you don't even know what the hell I'm talking about, but you're like, I want to up my game, put a 10 in the chat. And I'm holding Brian accountable today to freaking reach out to every single person who puts a 10 in here. And I hope you put more 10s in here so I can have a conversation with him at 3:01 today if he doesn't reach out to you. But don't tell me, but Brocky, I tried before and you didn't get back to me. Brock, I just can't do it. Brock, blah, blah, blah. Stop it. If you really want it bad, you call his tail every hour on the day. I promise you, he'll get back to you at some point in some way. Stop creating excuses. Because the number one thing I wrote down here, it's not because of your circumstances, it's because of the choices you're making in life. You hear a detour, you hear road closed, you hear they didn't get back to me. I tried. No, you're intentional about it. You're not committed about it. That's the difference. Brian, you better be getting these phone numbers because they're expecting you to call them today, brother. You have to understand all. There's no excuses. I have no excuse. Imagine if I came on here, Amanda, and I said, hey guys, you don't understand. I'm having a really bad day today, Tanya. I'm having a really bad day, Steve. I just can't. And somebody be like, well, Brock, that is a lot. I can see that. Yeah, that must be very hard and painful and hurtful. Who cares? Nobody cares. Nobody's going to pay my mortgage. Nobody's going to pay my car payments. Nobody's going to come over to my house, even though there are some of you that, yes, thank you, I love you. You all say, can you help me? I can help you, Brock, and I truly appreciate that. But sometimes you just got to go through the fire alone. Do you realize that 99% of my 5 a.m. workouts I'm doing by myself? Kim Casarino is the only crazy lunatic that came at me one morning, so that's why there's 1%. She showed up. I was like, damn, Kim, you really came. I was like, a good thing I do show up because you'd call me out. The voice message that Jim left me inspired me, motivated me to keep on, keep going on. And some of you need to do that. I want you to write in the chat, keep going. Put in the chat that you're willing to keep going today, that you're willing to make better choices. Every single morning in my daily habit, I write down here, make good decisions. Make good decisions is what I write down every freaking day. And when I find myself in positions, I got to make good decisions. I'll be like, all right, I got a couple choices here. I can go to bed early. I can get up. I can set my alarm. I can eat the right foods. My back hurts. I got every excuse under the sun not to go work out. And what I do now, for those of you who tell me you can't do it, or woe is me, Jada, I called you out too because you're a foot, you can still go to the gym. You can still do a bike. You could do your arm thing. It's building a discipline. That's why I get on people with your schedule. Don't give me some BS on your schedule. Your schedule is the most important thing. If not, the day will run you. You got to plan your day. The one thing I said in the prayer call today, the thing that I shifted a couple months ago, is I pray first, then I plan. I pray and ask God to help me with my day because your way is going to be better than my way. Just help me plan it today, God. And it's going to be okay. And sometimes I get to it. So for those of you I missed yesterday, you better believe I'm going to be reaching out to you. And I'm going to be showing up. And some of you might think it's showing off. But to me, it's leading. To me, it's leading from the front. So that's why when people say, are you still in production? You bet your tail I'm still in production. You bet your ass I'm still coming after Justine and getting that $1 million listing per month. Why? Because that's how you lead. By example. Lead your kids, lead your church, lead your significant other. I'm not going to get to all these. Let's see. I wrote down this. Your mind is either your weapon or your enemy. You get to decide. The mindset is the most important thing. Oh, you heard 90%. 90% is mental. That's the most important thing. I'll leave with this today, and then I'll put show notes in here so that way you guys can see the other stuff. Because I also notice I always like run late. Massive action will help create clarity for you. Sucking at it is perfectly fine. Skipping it is not an option. No matter what takes place, no matter how tired you might be, sad, financially broke, broken, one of the best lines I heard is you have to be broken before the blessing. It's the only way that God can help you. And when Jim told me that I'm helping somebody else out in the future, I'm writing the book of my life, writing my book today to help some to read it to somebody later. It's so true. Because just when you think you're out of the clear, just when you think you got it, life and God have a really good way of doing a gut check to you. But what I've realized is those gut checks are able to help other people. And I'll leave with this. And then I don't know, throw something in the chat, whatever God puts in my head. I think Chad's message yesterday, if you didn't listen to Chad's message yesterday, you can go to my Facebook group and my YouTube page. All our stuff's on there. Grace will put the contact information in there. I've been doing a lot of posts recently, and I ask questions for those of you that saw maybe like, when do you shovel your snow? Do you leave it there? Do you not? Do you wait for the sun to come on out? Did you watch, Bugs Bunny, or did you watch, Kid Rock? I'm just thinking of some of the other things that I put out there. Like, whatever it is you did,
Yeah.
nobody cares. Because tomorrow or next year, do you remember who was on the Super Bowl halftime show 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Do we really remember? I always say many times, what did you do on February 10th, 2025? Majority of the times we don't remember, we don't even recall unless it's something magnificent that took place, maybe a birth or a death. Outside of that, we don't remember the emotion that we had last year at this time, 2 years at this time. Just like the season I'm in, I'm choosing to harvest it. I'm choosing to use it as emotion. I'm choosing it to take myself and lead from the front, no matter how hard it is. And so if I challenge you, know I come from love. If I challenge you, know that is to push you and to help you and to promote you in whatever capacity it might be in. Because you do have a better version of your life.
Mm-hmm.
You're on the other side of it. You're so close. So you need to understand that is just the path you're on. Ladies and gentlemen, if you got something out of today, I want you to put me in the chat. In some capacity, one nugget, some way, I want you to put me in the chat. I want you to really lean in and to look at all the people that are on here and maybe reach out to somebody today. Screenshot the people that you see here. Saw you on Brock's podcast this morning. Wanted just to say hi. Wanted to introduce myself. Jim Morris is very big into this about relationships. Find 5 people on here. Introduce yourself. Have a conversation. Say hello. Hunter, you can't use Jared. You already know each other. So find somebody you don't know that are on here. Guys, I appreciate y'all. Thank you guys so, so very much. My cell phone is in there. My phone. If you want to connect, people put phone numbers in there. This is happening for me, not to me, 100%. Guys, for those of you who want to stick around and listen to me role play, we're going to shift into some role play. For everybody else, God bless you. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 8:15 Eastern time. Come back, bring it, ready to rock and roll. And for all those, I like to listen in. Jay, there's Jay. What up, brother? I see you now. For all those that like to stick in and listen to me role play, you certainly can. For everybody else, Grace, make sure you don't end the Zoom, Grace, by the way. Don't end the Zoom. Everybody else, see ya. All right. Let's see. Damn, y'all are still here. What are you guys doing? I thought I thought maybe I'd lose some of you on here. There's still close to 50 people. All right, everybody. So I guess you guys want to hear what I say on here. All right,
Yeah, we
everybody.
love you.
Appreciate
We love you, Brock.
I love you guys. I love you. All right, everybody. So how I role play? If you never role played before, put a 5 in the chat if you role played before. Put a 5 in the chat if you role played before. All right. Role plays take less than 15 minutes. This is not a time period where I'm going to say, "Hey Jesse, how you doing? Hey Jim, great message. I really appreciate it." Blah. No. This is to work on yourself right this very moment. 7 minutes one way, 7 minutes the other way. 1 minute just to have a quick dialogue, and you're boom, you're off, and you're making phone calls. This is what I did in 2019 and how I went from $0 to making $256,000 without a real estate license. I did 17 to 18 role plays a single day. This is how I became really, really good at speaking and talking, and what created my book, Turning Scripts into Conversations. So basically, what I like to have happen is enough. The dogs over here. All right. What I like to do is I'm going to start to do this. If we really like it, I'll continue to do this after my Tuesday show to help people in their business. I call this Now Money. Now Money is talking to expireds and FISBOs because they do want to sell their house now, and or expireds have tried. They just didn't have the right plan. That is the mindset that I want you to come to when you do your role plays and understanding. They didn't have the right plan. I'm here to present them a better plan, a plan that they can listen to. So what I'd like to see if somebody can come off of mute, and who would like to role play for me? Oh no, he just said it out loud. Who wants to role play with me? I just need some person to role play with me. 1 is very easy. 10 is extremely hard. We're trying to do about a 7 in a role play so that way we can learn. Who would like to come off of mute? Who would like to go with me?
I'll role play
Tanya.
with you.
Tanya raised her hand first. I saw that. And then I don't know whoever else said it. Maybe we can sneak in too. So Tanya, please come off of mute.
Okay.
Okay, basically how it works, write down this, everybody taking notes. DISC. That is how I study. That's how I prepare. My weakest are people who are high C's. Know your weakness. My strength are D's. I don't care how aggressive you want to be. It's important to understand your personality and where you want to work. Okay, so that way when they're on the phone, you're not like, oh my gosh, they're so mean. No, you just got to be able to understand which letter you're working on. You also want to describe or understand what we're calling FISBOs or expires. So Tanya, what would you like me to do?
Expireds.
Expireds. Okay. Now this is all important, all because you got to set it up because you got to know because what I say on day 1 compared to maybe a day 15 or a day 3 months, 6 months is going to change. Is it today expired or like 6 months ago? Tell me what this expired is.
Probably they tried to sell over the last year, May, so and they took it off probably in the fall before the
Okay.
winter. So a couple months.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Guys, just to let you know for note purposes, we will continue to keep this recorded. Um, Hold on one second. Grace, hit stop record real quick and then re-record. So that way people that just want to hear me do this role play, they don't have